Morning, good morning, good morning. Hello Mailbox, how are you my love? How are you doing lovely? Good morning. Oh, I forgot something. So there's no face cam today because grab what I'm looking for. So there's no face cam today because I couldn't find my other C920. I don't know where it is. We've looked everywhere. I've been setting up my printer, which doesn't want to work. So at the same time, we were looking for my webcam, and I have no idea where it is. I found my old webcam that I used to use for creative streams. This is obviously my C920. So I do have another webcam, which I'd probably like to use as a face cam, because this one's better for this. You need to see more high def knitting and crochet, not my face. So there we have it. So we're gonna be just knitting a blanket today. It's just in a knit stitch. It's super simple. My little girl wants some blankets and stuff for her baby Annabelle. So I said I would make her one. Untwist this. I don't know why this is twisted. So I said I'd make her one. So that's what I'm doing today. I was going to continue with the socks. I want to get those done. But I need some stitch holders things. I don't have any. I'm actually going shopping tomorrow, so I'm going to go and pick some up. So hopefully be able to have those soon. Is this a knot or is this just a... I'm being silly. Let's see. Yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to do them. I won't be streaming tomorrow because I'm going out, obviously. Well, hopefully I should be. We'll see in the morning, but I should be. And then I did change my schedule underneath the stream to reflect the fact that I'm now going to start streaming on a Wednesday and not a Thursday. Thank you for the tweet mailbox. Yeah, so I'm going to start streaming Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. So it's very exciting. Cameras are hard. After I tried to find it, something popped up about somebody figuring out how to use two C920s together, which I didn't even think about there being an issue with that, but it does make sense because they obviously pop up as the same name and stuff. But apparently somebody had found I don't know whether Logitech had sorted it out or someone had sorted out some kind of fix so you can use two C920s together easier. But as I say, I can't find it. My other one is a Logitech something or other. I used to use it as my creative camera, so it's not too bad. It's a good camera. It doesn't do 1080. I think it does 720 maybe. I can't remember what it is. But yeah, it's pretty good. So we'll use that. We'll try that later on in the week. More the merrier. Thank you very much. So yeah, we'll see. Oh my god. So I've got Twitter open on the side because obviously I don't need a pattern for this. I've done 20,000 tweets apparently. 20,000 tweets. That's actually insane. And I think that also includes things like when I've retweeted stuff. But even so. So I was looking online about how many stitches you would normally cast on for a baby blanket. I was thinking about 100, 120. And the first thing that kind of popped up was someone saying 120, 130. So I cast it on 100 and then I added on kind of whatever extra room there was. So I think there's around about 115 on here. I'm going to count before I cast off because what I might do is if this isn't wide enough, I'm going to kind of make 4 squares and attach them all together. She loves wrapping up her teddies and her dolls in blankets. So she's gonna freak. 297 tweets. Oh my goodness. I just saw it. It was like 20k. I was like 20k. Apparently so. 20,000 tweets. Which just is ridiculous. What have I been tweeting about? I don't even know. I wonder if there's a way. I bet there's a website somewhere where you can see where your Twitter was made. Because I had a Twitter before this one. For an old like username I used to do stuff online under. So this one kind of started when I started my Sanforia YouTube channel. So this is not an old Twitter, but it's a good like couple of years old. To be fair, I wiped my Twitter before I started using it for stream. Yeah, exactly. Mine's still got all of the old YouTube stuff on it. I have a personal Twitter too, but I never use it. So I messaged Lilac with she asked me how I was doing and I said I'm spiffing. And it tickled her. Oh gosh, we've got another weather warning. Great. We're meant to be getting Storm Helena or something is meant to be hitting us. I can't remember what it was called. Some storm is meant to be hitting us. Thank you for the host. Something horrible. Yeah, I never wiped. Well, my Twitter was from when I started, but I didn't wipe it kind of when I moved over from YouTube to streaming. I can't imagine making YouTube videos now. It's so weird. Like every now and then I get the urge and I'm like, oh, like this would make a cool YouTube video, or I want to play a game and I'm kind of like want to almost do a tutorial on it, like a playthrough or a little tutorial of something that I've found out. And I'm just like, oh, I could do a YouTube video, but then I think nah. Because I was going to do some for like crochet tutorials, that kind of thing. I mean, I know there's thousands out there, but especially because I crochet a bit weird, it might help other people who crochet weird like me, because I'm sure they're awesome. So yeah, that's what I was going to do. But I'm like, oh, actually sitting down and recording it and stuff is just, I don't know, weird to me now. But I should. Well, what I might do is do like kind of little tutorial-y bits in streams and then highlight them. That's what I kind of planned on doing instead of doing full-on stuff. So we'll see. We'll see. Oh, and the yarn I'm using today is, where's the, did I get rid of it? Dang it. I've got my little frog, my frog friend. It's from Aldi, which is like a cheap shop in the UK. I think they have them in other places too. I know. Do they? Maybe? I know they have Lidls everywhere. But yeah. So this is from Aldi. It was a pack of like 4 pink ones that I got for Christmas. I got some other colours too, but it's really super soft. It's just double knit. So I did start this last night with a different yarn, but it was a bit scratchy. And I mean, I know it's just for a doll, but my daughter's going to have to be touching it and playing with it. So I figured we would make it a bit nicer. And I have made my little girl a winter hat out of this. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I'm beeping, hang on. Oh. Alright, you're okay. Yeah, we know, there's always an error. Oh. There we go, sorted. Yeah, here it is. I made a hat out of it, and it's really cute. It looks really cute on a another one that was just made. This is the first one I made, so my sewing's not great. It did have pom-poms on the corners, but I made another one for my stepdaughter, and when she put it on without the pom-poms, because it's square, the corners kind of look like cat ears, so she wanted to keep it like that. So we took the pom-poms off that one, so she could have a cat ear hat too. So yeah, quite happy with that. I've also got another unicorn I need to crochet. So in the Aldi, they've got like a craft event on at the moment, and all the yarns in there again, and they've got knitting needles and crafty kits and sewing boxes, and they have all sorts of material, all kinds. And then they have these like crochet kits. So it's for different animals. There was like flamingos, I think there was teddy bears, a puppy, stuff like that. And they have everything in the box, supposedly, to be able to make whatever's on the front. And my friend picked up a unicorn one and she wants me to crochet it for her, so I've got that to do. I'm not going to do that on the stream though, but I'm really, really excited to get started on that. It was what was the last unicorn I made? Oh, it was the pink and purple one. Made ages and ages and ages ago. So I'm looking forward to that. But I hope everybody's okay. How are you all? Did you have a good weekend? What did you get up to? We went out on Saturday. We went to the market and I didn't buy any yarn. I know, shocker. I did pick up some Christmas crafts that we're going to be doing on stream though. A cross stitch and a little sewing kit, so we're going to do that. But I put those on Instagram, so if you follow me on Instagram you probably would have seen those. But that's it. That was really good. And then on Sunday we didn't go anywhere because the weather was terrible. Really, really terrible. Just raining. So we had a homely day. The kids played games and watched movies and we tidied the house and such. Nothing too interesting. Doing okay. Need to find something to drink and get my scarf out and finish it. I know. That's why I was late. So I was like half an hour late to starting the stream. Part of that is because I was too busy gabbing at the school gates. And then I also had to nip to the shop and get some sugar so that I could have a cup of tea. I've had no tea this morning. Yeah, I know, no yarn, right? I went over to the yarn stall. I had a little look and I was like, no, because I knew that my friend wanted to go to Abercan and I wanted to go there anyway because, like I say, I want to get the stitch saver holder things and I want to get some felt because I'm making stockings again this year for everybody. So I want to go and get some felt so I can get started on those because my little brothers and my mum and everybody wants some as well. So I got to get moving on those. So that's why I said, well, let's just go and pick something up there. Although the yarn is a little bit more expensive in Abercan. They have so much. So lovely. It's so bright today in here. Why is it? I'm just looking at my camera and it's like crazy bright and I don't know why. Let's have a look, see if I can... Is it the gain? Is it the gain that's gone crazy or is it the exposure? A little bit of both. There we go, that's a bit better. I mean, it's quite sunny outside, but it's not too crazy. So I'm not in like a little room. I'm in quite a large room and there's a big window, so it's all natural light, which is great, except sometimes it's super light and sometimes it's super dark. And I don't really have any way of adding extra light. I mean, there's the big, obviously the main light, but it's quite harsh. So sunny and breezy there. Oh, I wish that's what it was like. It's not too bad today. Bit windy, overcast. It looks like it's going to rain any moment, but I didn't have to wear a coat out. I just wore a cardigan. Bit chilly, but not too bad. So hopefully it stays like that. Although, like I say, I just got a yellow weather warning thing on my phone for some... I cleared it before I actually could read what it was, which is annoying. But I'm sure we got one last week and it was never turned out to be anything. So fingers crossed. There are a lot of places in the world at the moment that are having really terrible weather, so we're very lucky to not have to deal with things like that, because can't even imagine. We were talking about it the other day because of where, you know, where we are. We don't really get, you know, we don't get, I mean, we get the odd earthquake, but it's nothing ever crazy. Like one person's chimney will fall down and that's about it. We don't get you know, tornadoes or hurricanes, or we don't have a volcano that could erupt. We don't have anything like that. I'm very lucky. Yeah, I see some clouds. Might change to overcast. Just nice to have weather where I can have the windows open all day. Yes. I love being able to... I normally have the back door open all day. Because it just lets so much air in the house and it's lovely. And I love sleeping with the window open. But my boyfriend doesn't. He can't sleep with the window open, which is really annoying. So I love having the window open at night, especially when it's raining. Oh, I love listening to the rain with the windows open. Or like a thunderstorm. That's something we always did as a kid. My mum would always wake us up if there was a thunderstorm. So we could go and watch it with her. It's so cool. So weird doing just knit stitches, because when I was younger I used to think this was like so easy and pearls were so difficult and oh my god, and then now because of the way the stitches go, they're kind of made for pearls to just like easily go in. I'm like, oh, it'd be so much easier to just purl this row. Won't give the look that we need, we want. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Yep. Hi Joseph! Have you changed your name? Your name looks different. How are you doing? Good morning. I'm trying to figure out what I think is different about it. Did it not have a number before? This is where you tell me, no, it's always looked like that. You're just an idiot. Keep staring at the spinning wheel because I started a new spin yesterday, but I must finish scarf. Oh, I would love to learn how to spin. I want to dye my own yarn. That's something I would love to do. That'd be so much fun. But spinning's always been something that looks so interesting, but I don't have the time or the space for more hobbies. I really don't. Or the money, for that matter. It is hashtag hobby problems. There's just so much to do and so little time. You put an underscore in it? It didn't have an underscore. I thought I remember there being an underscore, but I don't remember the number and there being so many letters. Just losing my mind. Joseph, how are you? How are you doing? You having a lovely... I hope you're having a lovely day. I hope it's a bit better than last week. How odd. Yeah, so I do have quite a few more balls of this pink, and then I have a creamy colour that I think will go cute with it. And it's the same type of yarn, it's just in the creamy colour. So and again, I have a few balls of that, so if I need more than one ball, we're fine. Dyeing takes up far more space than spinning. It's something you have to dedicate several hours to at a time, whereas you can pick up and put down spinning, you know, just in case you ever wanted to try one. Yeah, I follow quite a few like people that have hand-dyed yarn companies, and oh my god, I wish I could buy it all. I just want it all. It's like I'm buying little cross-stitch kits because I did buy like threads and start doing some just kind of on, you know, whatever I wanted to do. Again, don't have the space, the time, or the money, so now I try and just get cross-stitch kits. So then they've just got everything that I need. Same with purlers. I don't have the space all the time. I don't have the space or the money to just buy, you know, loads of different perler beads so that I can try them on my own. So I keep getting kits. Thank God for kits. Tried dyeing and it was okay, but not really my jam. I'd happily play others for pretty colours. Oh yeah. Some of them. Oh my God. This one that I follow. What's it called? I think she's. What is it called? For the Love of Yarn, I think. And oh my God. She's based in Scotland, I believe, and oh my goodness, some of the ones that she does are absolutely incredible, but it's something that I'd have to save up and get because I mean they're like £15 a skein, however you want to say it. Was it really? Joseph JRT? Yeah. Ah, it's because I only ever read the Joseph part. That's why. Ah, and the JRT is now in capitals. I see. Well, that's cool. I've been thinking about changing my name recently, actually. So I put on Twitter the other day that I keep going through and I find new people to watch in creative and stuff. But then I get super anxious and don't say anything and I just lurk. Which happens all the time, which is ridiculous, really. And part of that, I feel sometimes, is the fact that it's not the fact that people say my name wrong, because that it doesn't bother me. It just, I feel bad that the person's having to try and say my name, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm not bothered whether you say it wrong or right or whatever. You know, you completely misread it and call me Margaret. Like, I don't mind. I just feel bad that I've made somebody try and read it. If that makes any sense to anybody, it probably doesn't. That's just my brains. So I'm like, if I say anything, they're going to try and say my name, and then I'm going to feel really bad that they can't say it. Or maybe they can say it. Maybe I'm just an idiot. And I don't know. That's just one part of it. The other part is that I think people are going to think I'm weird. I don't know. I have a lot of anxieties. So yeah, it's something that I've thought about before. I think before last Christmas, I nearly changed it. Everyone calls me Sam, so I'd love to just have Sam. But somebody has that Twitch name, obviously. I've thought of maybe having Sam and then a few letters after it, or like, I don't want a number after it. But yeah, I've thought of a few. I've been trying to think of a few different ones. It's something that's been on my mind for a little while. I don't know if I would or not. But it's definitely something when I think about it. I like it how it is, but I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, I mean, people don't... It's so silly. People don't... Like, this is just in my own mind. And, like, people... You know, most people pronounce it right. And those that don't, it's not like it's really far from it. And it really doesn't bother me. It's just... I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Because I was thinking about it before when I was thinking about setting up like an Etsy shop. I'm like, well, do I call it Samphoria and have that as kind of like the name? Or do I come up with a different name? Because I think I was looking at Imperial Girl and her Etsy shop is something to do with the moon, I believe. I'm so sorry, I can't remember. My memory's terrible. Yeah, it's something to do with the moon is the name of her Etsy shop. And I was like, ah, so she kind of has like just her channel as her name, and then she has the shop as like a business name. And I was like, Maybe I should do that because I want to start doing craft fairs and stuff. And I'm like, well, when I do a craft fair, do I want to go under as Samphoria, or, you know, do I go under as a different name, or I just don't know. And then I get confused and then I don't do anything about it because I'm like, no, I can't figure it out. Yeah, and playing the Mud Ceramics shop is Paulie Studios. Yeah. Exactly. And then I know, like, Lilac set up a Etsy, I believe. I think she's got an Etsy. And hers, I believe, is just called Silent Lilac. So I'm like, what do I do? And then it's like, well, if I give my Etsy shop a different name, do I give my stream a different name? Do I do this? Do I do that? I don't know. Because the reason... So I used to have a completely different YouTube name. And I was like, yeah, this is cool. And then I was like, I want it to have my name in it. And I think that's what it is. I just want my name to be my name. I haven't found like a username that kind of feels like me and my name, I guess. I don't know. Just these crazy thoughts that I have at like 2 in the morning when I clearly should be asleep. But I can't sleep and I'm browsing Pinterest. It's terrible. Definitely be done. Yeah, exactly. I just don't know. And I've seen like, because I've seen quite a few people, who was I looking at the other day? This was a while ago that they popped up, but there was another streamer who changed their name to like their name. Was it Simply Riddling? I think that's her name. She changed her name to Meg, and then I can't remember what the rest of it was, but it was like her name. I was like, ah, exit. I don't know. It's just one of those random thoughts that I have at like 2 AM when I'm browsing Pinterest and creative Twitch channels. I also found a new streaming thing. Someone mentioned it. I can't remember the name of it. Where it's like creative streamers. I was like, ooh. But when I had a look, it was, at the time that I was on, it was just everyone was kind of doing digital art, which is awesome. But I couldn't find any kind of fiber art stuff. But yeah, that was interesting too. There's just so much out there and I just need to find it and take it and take advantage of it. I struggle sometimes with things like that. I'm very much an, what did we say was the other day? I was talking to my boyfriend about it. It's like avoidance, I think a lot of it is. Again, that goes back to like the anxieties and talking to people and stuff like that. I just don't do it. And then I feel bad because I'm like, I try and watch people's streams and I'm trying to network, but I'm just terrible at it. But anyway, that's my ramble for my Monday morning ramble. Jeez Louise. This always happens when I do creative stuff. I end up rambling on about something for like 25 minutes. People have been calling me Jose, so I changed it to show my actual name. And the JRT 102 is a tag I created. Oh, I see. So they'd read it as like Jose PHJRT, like the PHJRT bit as a single bit. I see. Yeah, that makes sense to split it up like that. That makes sense. I got my name from, I think I've mentioned this before, but I got my name from the side of a van. So God, who knows what company that was? I should probably look it up. It was like Amphoria, and I was like, oh, if I put a Sam on that, that'd be Samphoria. cool. I think that's probably why I never really connected with it, because when I switched to kind of a more grown-up name from what my other name had been, it was just kind of a, oh, okay, that'll do kind of thing. Maybe, I don't know. Now I'm just rambling on and on. I'm not going to be streaming for long this morning, unfortunately. I started half an hour later, and got some stuffs to get done, so I'm gonna get that sorted. What's crazy is you can my old YouTube channel, I think my old Twitter as well, is still all there. It's so weird to go back and watch them. Like, really strange. I mean, it's strange enough seeing the old YouTube videos on my actual Samphoria channel, but it's even worse seeing them on my original channel. Kind of like if you went back and looked at your, you know, if I went back and looked at my first stream, I'd be like, oh my god. Not so much kind of embarrassed by it, but just like, it's funny to see how far you've changed, how much you've changed, and like how far you've come. It's weird. Oh my god. I've just seen on Twitter that Nina Saws has crocheted a bongo cat. I still haven't seen like the original bongo cat little clip thing, because I've seen that many people do edits of it. I've not seen the original. It's a cute cat though. I'm mildly obsessed with Bongo Cat. I just keep seeing the edits like pop up on Twitter that people have done of him doing different things, but yeah, I've not seen the original. However, I don't know if you've seen the crocheted one. It is so freaking cute. It has bongos. She's crocheted bongos. There you go. There's the tweet. It is so cute. This little tiny crocheted bongos. Yes! It's so sweet. It's almost like a it's like a little Totoro, but with like the ears attached, not sewn on, like the body shape. Or like a I did a cat like it once. I think it was Pusheen cat was in that shape. Kind of like that. The bongos are amazing. It's so cute. I'm looking forward to October, because I've got quite a few Halloween things planned. So I'm looking forward to them. I tried one out last night. Last night or the night before? No, night before I think. Can't even remember. Which was the little pumpkin bag. He's a bit squished, but yeah, he's pretty cute because I've got like a couple of pumpkins that I made last year, but we're definitely going to be making more this year. I thought the bags were sweet. Kiddo wants to give a few to give a couple of her friends ones, so gotta get going with those. Although it's so strange because I was gonna make pumpkins today because I didn't know what to do because I couldn't do the socks, and I was like, oh, we'll make a pumpkin. I'm like, no, it's not October yet. It's so weird to me that it's still September. I don't know why. I think because all the Halloween stuff, I mean even the Christmas stuff's in the shops now, but all the Halloween stuff's in the shops, it's like, oh yeah, it's October. Nope, not yet. You've got like another month and a half till Halloween. Because I picked up face paint for the kids for Halloween. My little girl's going as a witch, so we got her some face paint, and then she already had the outfit from last year, and then we were going to pick her up a broom, and I nearly got it on Saturday while we were at the market, and I was like, why? There's still a month and a half. Like, just wait. So I didn't end up getting it in the end. But it's the same with Christmas things. Like I say, I picked up some Christmas cross-stitch kits. My friend gave me one as well that I was going to do. Just like, ew. You must wait for December. I do need to make a Santa hat though. That's why I changed the name. Oh, I don't blame you. Let me give you a permit. You may already have one, but I will give you one. There you go. There you are. I don't know if I need to give you another one for your other one. I'll give you another permit just in case, because I'm not sure. Can I not? Okay, fine. Because I'm not sure if it'll let you do two or not. I don't know how it works. I think Lilac set up the actual command for it. Possibly. I don't know. Maybe I did it a long time ago. I don't like that it says you have 99 seconds to post one message containing links because Sunforia has permitted you. I don't like that bit. See if I can change that so it just says you have 99 seconds to post a message containing links. But thank you, let's have a look. So there's a little gif of a cat smacking the table. Oh, he's so cute though. Smack, smack. And then I'm guessing this is when someone gave him bongos? Yeah, there's smack, smack. Bongos! Does it help you? Oh my god, that's so loud! Oh my god, that's amazing. I love that, like, the second tweet down from that one is, now we're gonna get 1 million of these. And it's true, because that's all you see. That's what my timeline is. Lots of different, and I mean, I'm not mad. I'm not mad about it. I love it. I love it. Hello. We were just talking about you. Yeah, it just popped up on my Twitter. I was just saying that I hadn't, I've seen edits of Bongo Cat, but I hadn't seen the original. So Mailbox showed me the links to the original, and I think I'm in love. I did just link your crochet tweet. Some Twilight Zone stuff going on. How are you doing, lovely? Your Bongo Cat is awesome, by the way. I love the little bongos. They're amazing. That's weird. There's some Twilight Zone stuff's going on today. Just another magic Monday. How are you doing? Oh, my eyes are gonna water. No, don't water. I've got makeup on. Good, in bed getting ready to KO, but came to say hi. Oh, well, thank you for coming to say hi. I appreciate it. Hope you have a good sleep. Let's give you a little loves. A little loves. If you guys haven't checked out Nina Soul, make sure you do. I'm doing great, thank you. I'm doing really good. Had a really chill weekend. So, yeah. Knitting looks lovely. Aw, thank you. We're just doing just knit stitches to make a little blanket for my daughter's baby Annabelle, like her baby doll. She likes wrapping up her teddies and her dolls in blankets and stuff, so she asked me for a new one, so I'm going to make her one. We were knitting a sock for the first time, but I need some other tools to make it. I need a stitch holder thing, so going shopping tomorrow, which can't complain about. Sherry will also make Rogu? Is it Rogu or Rogu? Rogu. His own Twitter account. Aww. That's so cute. That's so sweet. I was knitting a sock on double pointed needles and I felt like a wizard. But when I got to the heel, I think I messed up a little bit, maybe. But the yarn's super thin and my needles are really thin, so it was getting really tight, so I was struggling to do anything because apparently I knit quite tight, or at least I did on them. So at least I know for next time not to. I ended up pulling it all out because the yarn was quite scratchy, so it wouldn't have been a sock that you'd want to wear. So I was like, well, I'll take it out, I'll frog it, and then I'll find some nicer yarn and try it with that, and then I can use everything that I've learnt doing it the first time to make the second time better. But the ones that we were doing on stream were crocheted I've got crochet on the brain. Were knitted flat and then you sewed them up. It was strange, but we're getting there. It is a pumpkin bag, yes! I made this the other night. I was testing it to see what it was like before I make more for Halloween. Yeah. I didn't make the leaf to go on it, and I'm not happy with this twirl. This is terrible. Yeah, it's a little pumpkin bag. The pattern, I believe, was by Repeat Crafter Me. It's super simple. It's so cute. I have a few, not too many friends here today. We have an octopus. We have Squirtle. And we have Totoro. A few friends who are hiding. Whoop. Feel the difference between these and my Knit Pro circular needles. My Knit Pro ones are just so much better. They're so much smoother. Thank you. I thought it was pretty cute. Because I made like I said, like 4 pumpkins, I think, where are they now? Just these little pumpkins that we made last year, and I was like, they're really cute, but I wanted to make something different for my daughter to give to her best friend for Halloween, like not just sweets. They go trick-or-treating together, so we're going together again this year, so I figured rather than just giving her sweets, we'll make something cute that she can have as well. Because for her birthday, I made her a little kind of like purse It was like a little bag, but it was the size of a purse. It was only small. And she uses it to keep some of her dolls in. She loves it, so it's like, well, make you some more crochet stuff. So hopefully she enjoys that. She should do. What song is this? This bit. Ooh. Hang on 1 second. I hear the sound of the post. It's a bit of a thud. Oh, no. It's just rubbish. I was thinking, I haven't ordered anything. Or have I? I was looking at things like the stitch holders and stuff on... Because I didn't know when my friend wanted to go shopping. So I was looking at them on Amazon and stuff, and then on the website of the shop we're going to tomorrow. And it was so much cheaper in the shop. I was so surprised. Like, even the cheapest ones on eBay were more expensive than the ones in the shop. So I was like, well... I mean, thankfully we're going tomorrow, but... Yeah, I was surprised. But pleased. Like I say, I want some more of the Knit Pro needles, but... from what I saw in the shop we're going to tomorrow, they're pretty much the same price as they are online, and they have the pins, and then they have the cable that you buy separately, so it's like interchangeable, which actually I really liked the idea of, because I wanted to be able to do different things with them. And I'm like, when I first got them and first ordered one, I was like, oh, I don't know what size cable to get, because you know, I want to do different things with it. What am I going to make the most of, kind of thing, at least first to begin with, and try them out. I can't remember what I got, but with the interchangeable ones I was like, aha, I could have all of them. So I may pick up a pair of them tomorrow, although the ones that they have in the shop are like, they look like multicoloured bamboo on the website, and I've never had bamboo needles, although I've heard they're really nice. So, I mean, even if I don't pick up a pair of the circular ones, I might just pick up a pair of normal ones to try out. I need to go back to the charity shop, or thrift shop as you might call it, here, because they have loads of needles that people have donated, and they're like 10p a pair, which is ridiculously cheap. I need to go back and grab some more sizes and stuff. Yeah, that's the plan tomorrow, and I'm very excited. Twisting. So I'm doing this on 4mm needles, because that's what the kind of, you know, the weight of the yarn is, but it feels like it's going to be so thick and lovely. I did start with the other yarn on 6mm needles, and it was just a bit too loose. I didn't like it. And my 5mm ones are actually a set of like these purple plastic ones that I got in a magazine once, and they are awful. Kind of, I've only kept hold of them so that if the kids want to learn, they can use them, because they're really short and they're quite bendy, so I figured the kids might be able to do something with them. Like, how you make things for your daughter, it's so cutesy and tiny projects. Oh yeah. Most of the stuff that I make, I mean, most of it, whether it's made for her or not, she pinches it. Flareon has been sat happily in the corner of her bed for ever since I made it. I didn't even get a chance to take proper pictures. I think I took one picture and then that was it. He was gone. But it's at the point now where if she wants something, she thinks that I can just make it instantly. Which I appreciate. It's cool that she thinks that I can do that. It's very sweet. And then I feel bad when I'm like, no, it's gonna take me quite a bit of time to make, like, you know, every doll that you have a blanket. She's like, no, you can just do it now. She wanted, so in a doll's house, she had all this wooden furniture, but it had nothing on it. It was just wood. And she had, like, there's like 2 beds and a bunk bed. And she saw that I'd been using the sewing machine, and she was like, Mummy, my dolls need bed sheets, bed covers, and pillows. And this was just before she was going to bed. She was like, they need bed sheets, bed covers, and pillows. So she was like, do them in the pretty flower one, and they'll be ready by the morning, yeah? Then I can play with them tomorrow before school. Like, sure, you want like 3 sheets, 3 quilts, 6 pillows. Sure. Don't worry about all the other stuff I've got to do while you're asleep, or sleep myself. I mean, that wasn't too bad because they were tiny and it's not too bad, but and she's like, yeah, I want you to crochet me this teddy, but I want it like now. You can do that, yeah. She's like, just get the yarn and your hook and just make it, Mummy. It's easy. I'm like, okay, sure. But she's sweet and she loves the stuff that I make, thankfully. And she tries to learn herself. She's only 5. But I think during one of the last half terms from school, while I was streaming, she sat with me and I taught her how to crochet a little bit. But that's where I think a lot of this stuff where it's like, oh, Mummy can just do it straight away and it'll take like 10 minutes comes from, because she did a chain and she was like, okay, so I can make Pikachu now, so just give me the yellow yarn and I'll just sit and make Pikachu. Like, takes a little bit more practice than that. Like, I love your enthusiasm and you're doing really great. I mean, have a go, but might take just a little bit more practice. She's so sweet. Mummy is magic. Yeah. She thought I was insane when I was using the double pointed needles and I was using 4 of them. She was like, what are you doing? How do you do that? It's one of the things that they comment on at school, actually, is how creative she is. And I'm like, she has no choice. I was like, come to my house. It's like hobbycraft. Like, all she sees all day is crochet and knitting and sewing and cross stitch, and, you know, we paint a lot and there's glue guns and, you know, we make hair bows and, like, she's around it. They are deadly. They are. And they're so, where are they? There's some in here. No, I put them away. I just put them away. They're so thin. And because I end up, towards the end of the day, my eyes start hurting, so I take my glasses off. But then I can't see it as good. So I'm having to put it right up close to my face. And the amount of times that my boyfriend's just looked at me and been like, you are so close to poking yourself in the face with those needles. I'm like, I know, but I can't. I need to see. And they really hurt my hands. That's one thing that I found. I need to, probably because I'm not used to them, but I did find that they really hurt my hands after a while, and I had to keep stopping and just kind of like do some finger exercises and stretches and stretch my hands out, because it was just, I think again that's probably why I was knitting them so tight, is because I was just not used to it. I was like, oh. It's crazy. But she's always been around stuff like that. It's like, I have a friend whose kid, she like has to hide the scissors, because if the kid sees the scissors, he'll just get them and chop up anything. And Minnie's never been like that because she's been around them all the time. She knows not to touch them. Like, she knows she doesn't go anywhere near my sewing machine. I mean, it's never like plugged in and turned on when she's around and I'm not near it, but you know, she knows not to go up and touch it if it's just on the side because there's sharp bits, and she knows not to press the pedal just in case, and she doesn't mess with anything, thankfully, unless she's allowed. If I give her a load of stuff and I'm like, yeah, play with this, then she knows she's okay. But thankfully she's never been one to kind of mess or fiddle or touch anything that's gonna hurt her. Even though she has no fear, like absolutely no fear. She's crazy. It's amazing how fearless children are. These needles are actually from a magazine, thinking about it. I like it when they do a magazine series and the first magazine in the series is usually only £1. Yes! And that's what this was. It was like a magazine series to knit a blanket. And it worked out quite well because I hadn't knitted for a while. And because this was the first like magazine in the series, it gave you the needles, a couple of balls of yarn, which I wasn't too fussed about, and then it had like a little like half of the book was teaching you how to knit, like the basics. I was like, yes, this is fabulous. And like we were talking about earlier, doing different crafts and things and having not enough time to do everything. I want to make my own stitch markers because I use these little plastic ones because they're dead cheap and they're colourful and they're cute and they work really well. But I do want to make my own. Just not even to use them as stitch markers, to kind of use them as a reminder to what hook I was using on a project. Because I have a couple of sets of hooks, but even so, sometimes I like to use a particular one. So that's what I want to try and make. And then I've got a load of crochet hooks that I can't use because the handles are too thin. So I want to make some like polymer clay handles for them. I'm like, there's just not enough time for all these crafts. I need more time. I need to win the lottery. I need a giant house. I think maybe I need to go back to bed and start the day over. I just went to put my tropical fusion flavouring in my fizzy water and I really thought it said tropical fish. That would be an odd flavour. Tropical fish flavour. I think that warrants a nap. I think maybe yeah, you can go back to bed and have a little nap. Before it gets to the point that you're like putting milk in the cupboard and sugar in the fridge. That's where I end up. Like, hang on a second. Oh. Put the margarine in the freezer. Okay then. It's just that's exactly what I meant to do. Promise. Is it? Because it's one of those over-exaggerated cartoon double takes. You're like, what? Well, tropical fusion sounds delicious. I will say that. These needles are shorter than the other ones that I use. I need some like needle saver things, I think they're called. They just go over the end of the needle. At one point I was having to use blue tack. These needles are quite... I've done a lot of stitches on them and they're not really... I mean, they're holding it, but... I'm gonna just... Still gonna night for reals. Got to wake up early. Good night, Nina. So I hope you have a lovely sleep. Thank you for stopping by and saying hello. Have a lovely sleep. Love. 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 Whoop. There we go. So we're getting there now. It's pretty soft. I have some really nice yarn that I picked up. But it's, well, it's nice looking. I made a hat out of it, I think. Let me see if it's in here. Yeah, I did. This. So it's not as, it looks almost grey on the camera, but it's not, it's purple. It's just the colours. So this is purple with all bits in. And it's really cute, but it's super scratchy. And I've been looking at ways of like softening acrylic yarn. And I tried one, but I didn't have the proper conditioner, so I didn't have any. So it's not really worked. So I need to try again because I want to be able to use it, but it's so scratchy, and that's like, it feels fine in the ball. It's just when you work it up, and it's like this feels so soft in the ball, but it's like when you work it up, is it going to be as soft? And so far it's feeling it is. Yeah, it feels really squishy. And that's what I wanted. That's why I wanted to do it like this with just knit stitches rather than like a knit purl thing and then making a little border. I just wanted to just have it really simple. And I like having little projects that I can just pick up and do in an evening. Like I have a granny stripe crochet blanket that I've been working on for like a year because it just gets put away, and then one evening every now and then I'll be like, oh, I'll do a few more rows of that, and it's just totally random colours that I pick out of the ones that I've got, and then just do a row or two. and then I put it back down again for a couple of weeks, and it's nice having something I can just pick up. And that's what I'm thinking with this is, you know, I don't even have to think about it. I don't have to worry about what part of a pattern I'm on or anything. It's just pick it up and away I go. Hi Zia! Good morning, how are you? How are you doing? Granny Sam is grannying. Who was I watching the other day? Oh, I was watching Radders. She was playing Spider-Man and she dressed up as Granny. And she was like in a Spider-Man outfit. And she had this grey wig on and glasses. And she'd done her makeup so she looked wrinkled. It was amazing. And she like spoke the whole stream in a granny voice. I was like, oh. I'll have to bring Granny Sam to life. Granny Sam. How are you doing? Just you wait till I meet your old cardigans. Then I will be Granny Samming. See, like now, because the bottom bit it's thicker, and obviously the top bit is tighter than the bottom, it's you know, you can see it's a lot wider than what space is actually taken up at the top. It's becoming wider on the top a bit. So now I'm right to the end where this is kind of, I mean, I could shove it down a bit, I guess, but this is where I would want the little cap thing on the end just to keep it there. It's not too bad, like I say, like Minnie won't go and touch it, she won't go and kind of mess with it and be like, oh, what's this, and have a look. She doesn't tend to mess with stuff, so it should be fine just in the little kind of project bag that I made, but it does worry me that I'm going to come over. I mean, again, it's not too bad with crochet because you only ever have, like with normal crochet, you only ever really have one stitch on the hook, but with knitting, it's a bit more tricky. Mostly reading something that's drama nonsense because it's fun. And otherwise, finally started playing Darkest Dungeon. Yay! What do you think of Darkest Dungeon? I like that game. I really like it. I haven't played it in ages. I streamed it a couple of times. I've not played it in my own time. I enjoyed streaming it because there was lots of people to help. Again, the problem with playing a game like that again is when I play it, I forget everything that I was told when I played it the previous time. So people teach me like orders to put people in and what these things mean and how you should do this, and I'm like, I get back on it after a while and I'm like, well, I don't know. Darkest Dungeon with me in charge is you're all going to die and that is a sacrifice I'm willing to make. I like it. I like that you're going in with a clear plan. You know, you're not beating around the bush. You're letting them know what's up. Sacrifices will be made. I do like that game. You need to play some more Veil Billions as well. Linux kernel got a new code of conduct. Staff and use as is tradition. Oh, stuff, not staff. Don't know anything about Linux. Oh yes, play Veil Billions. And they bring cookies, yes! Hell yeah. I really enjoyed Veil Billions. I really like that game. I want to get onto the second map. We never actually unlocked it because I didn't have it on a high enough like difficulty percentage. I had it on super noob mode, so it never actually unlocked a new map when I finished the first one, which is annoying, but Something I should have read. Yeah, I do like that game. There's so many games to play. This is the problem. Because I get into the groove where I'm like, I just want to crochet all the time. So I'll crochet 2 times a week and do a game one day and then do a game with Lilac. And then I'm like, I get into the groove of wanting to play all these games and I'm like, right, okay, so I'm going to have to do creative one day so I can play games 2 days. And then when we played Ori, I was like, I just got to play through this game because I love it so much. So we're not going to do any creative stuff until I finish. Which is what happened. But that was fine because it wasn't like a long game. There's just so much. Although I was talking to my boyfriend about doing evening streams because I was talking about, you know, problem with time zones and how like when I stream now, a lot of people in the UK are either at school or at work. And then, you know, in some places in America, people have said before that when I start streaming, it's like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. And stuff like that. So I'm like, So we were discussing doing evening streams because what I would love to do ideally, which isn't probably ever going to happen, is like crochet in the morning because it's really chill and stuff, and then kind of do a game stream in an evening. But there's not really any way I can do 2 streams a day, kind of 4 days a week, because I have too much IRL stuff to do, even though that would be cool. I mean, even if I can get like a weekend stream in or something, that was the other option that we had. Because when we played games like The Witcher, I struggled because we only played it for like a couple of hours 1 day a week. So as well as the playthrough taking forever, every week I came back to it, I just forgot what was going on because it had been so long since I last played it, and I don't like doing that. So I need more time. I need more time. I want to play Banished, but I can't get the sound to work. Even though it doesn't matter much, it bugs me. No, that'd bug me too. That's so strange. How odd. Banished was supposed to get a Linux port, but the dev gave up just before finishing for some reason. No! That's frustrating. So is that why... Is that maybe why the sound doesn't work? I don't know how these things work. Ah! No, get on my needle. Because it's kind of like not actually ported properly, maybe? I don't know how it works. Or how you're playing it. Banished. Why have I heard of that game? It's not strange, it's called using direct audio on Linux. Spanish is Windows only, so I'm using an emulator. Ah, I see. Okay. Oh, I see. Hello, Lilac. Good morning, lovely. How are you?
Well, how to do?
Kermit Moore, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. We have a little frog. He's not called Kermit, but he could be. He's a very happy little frog. Banished is like They Are Millions, but more noob friendly. Just some basic building stuff. I feel, I don't know, I feel like I've heard of it before. Where have I seen this? I don't know. I've definitely seen it somewhere. Peculiar. How are you doing, hun? Odd. Sorry, I'm just reading something on Keymailer. Hello, Lilac. How are you, my love? The other one I was looking at was Frostpunk. That looked pretty cool. Sorry, I was like totally distracted trying to read something. Yeah, I was watching. I was looking at Frostpunk. I'd seen a few people play it when it first came out. That looked pretty interesting. Kind of like a city building strategy thing. Hello, lovely. How are you doing? I hope you're absolutely spiffing. I'm glad you liked Crojo. It made me laugh. I'd seen it on the crafty group, and I was like, oh my god, I have to use that. Gotta be right back. No worries, Lilac. Okay, my love. Frostpunk is fun. The same developers made This War of Mine too. Ah, I've not heard of that. Yeah, what I saw of Frostpunk was really good. Looks pretty cool. Went to subject selection night for year 9 into year 10. It was actually informative. Nice. I'm glad. Sometimes those things can be a bit, but I'm glad it was good. Exciting. So I think that's from in year 10. Yeah, in year 10 is when here they start their GCSEs. So that's when they get to pick the subjects that they're doing for GCSEs in for year 10 and 11. So yeah, including being told that both seedlings require a laptop next year. Oh no, that's crazy. 1,150 each. Jeez. That's weird that they've like said, you know, you require it. It's not just you know. Doesn't the school have computers they can use? That's nuts. Yeah, it's gonna wreck us. I'm not surprised. That's crazy. Robin beeps. This War of Mine is one of those games that I played, loved, and refused to play again. It's about surviving in a city under siege. Ah. Played, loved, and refused to play again? Why do you refuse to play it again? Just love it and leave it. Nah, we can buy your own, but we have to fork out full software and warranty. This way it's all covered by the school's deal. Oh, I see. Yeah, when my mum got my laptop for uni, we made sure that we got like a deal, like a student package with the laptop. So you got like antivirus for however many years, and you got copies of like the whole Word package. So you got like Excel, Word, all, you know, like the whole Microsoft package kind of thing. So you got all of those for PowerPoint and everything that you might need. And they're mass buying, so it's a deal for them too. So hopefully they get kind of like a better, if they're, yeah, mass buying and getting a deal, hopefully it's a better spec laptop than for the money than you'd be able to get elsewhere as well then. Also includes all the software licensing and crap. Do they require some specific brand? Yeah, I think it's just the everything else that comes with it. I'm sure if you looked at kind of getting your own, I think the way, like you say, if they've been able to kind of bulk buy and get a deal on kind of some of the other stuff, possibly buying the same thing somewhere else would be more expensive. I would assume that that would be the case, if that's the way they're trying to kind of sell it to you as like, well, we've got a great deal, and I would assume that going elsewhere would be more expensive anyway, which is a shame. It's what I like about things like, I think the antivirus that I got and the student Word kind of Microsoft package thing that I got with my laptop. You could put it on up to 3 computers, I think. So they bought it for me, and then it just went on both my sister's laptops as well, so they didn't have to pay for it 3 times, which was nice. No, oh, there are too many feels. I cared about my characters. I hated it when I made them kill others. So many feels. You can't play this game with a black heart. Oh, God. I don't think I'd be able to play. I'd just sit here blubbering. Gosh. It's cool, though. It's cool when a game can do that to you. That's when you know that you're really immersed. When you actually care about the characters. There's not many, but there is a few games where I'm like, I don't care if you all die, like I'm not bothered. But most games I get very into it and I'm like, no. Oh yeah, there she goes, lurking away. If you can play this game on screen, what's it called? This War of Mine. Okay, I'm gonna look at it on Steam. Oh, the way that it looks familiar. Well, I've added it to my wish list so I can remember it. Thank you for the suggestion. It looks really like the I don't know if it's the art style or just the way the game is with kind of like the houses and stuff. It reminds me of something else, but I can't think of what. Definitely reminds me of another game. Or it reminds me of this game and I'm just an idiot, which is very likely. Oh, excuse me. Oh. Every now and then on Twitter, random people's tweets will show that I'm following, but I've never seen them before and I've never seen their tweets. It's so weird. It's not like a your friend has liked this, so we thought you'd want to see it kind of thing. It's not that. Like, I follow them, but I didn't know I followed them, and I've never seen their tweets before. And I go through my follows. I went through recently, because there's loads of them from like when I first started streaming and stuff, and doing YouTube and things. So I went through and cleared a load of them out. And then I'm like, odd. Oh, I didn't even realise. I noticed we'd gone back under 1,500 followers on Twitter, but now we're back over. Yay! 1,501. Which is really cool. Now that I think of it, why would you have to fork out warranty on a laptop? They come with 2-year warranty here by law. Yeah, I think our electronics have warranty automatically. Do we just have a year? I feel like maybe we just have a year. Maybe not. It was a long time ago that I bought my laptop, so I can't remember, but yeah, usually I think electrical goods here have at least a year warranty. A lot of them will do more. That's like all electronic goods as well. Because I remember my kettle having like a year warranty on it. EU law says 2 year. Oh, maybe it's 2 year then. I'm just being an idiot. Oh, I should have got my kettle fixed. It's comprehensive and includes accidental damage protection, and it's for 3 years. Yeah, it depends on what the basic warranty covers. Like, if I spill a drink on it, are you going to fix it for free? If I accidentally sit on it and my giant bum cracks the screen, are you going to fix it for free? Next business day response plus other things. Cool. It's been like, when did I last buy a laptop? When I started uni. So that was 7 years ago I bought a laptop. Was the last time I bought one. All makes sense. It's actually not that bad based on what they get for it. It's a touchscreen fold over screen thingy with a pen. Ooh, cool. Very nice. It's just a lot to pay out at once, especially when you have to buy 2 of them. It's kind of like whatever option you go for, it's going to be expensive, unfortunately. My last laptop is at least 5 years old. I don't use mine anymore from university. We have one. My boyfriend has one. That is kind of like a gaming laptop that we use upstairs sometimes to kind of stream stuff from the laptop onto the telly, so like Netflix and stuff. We'll put it on the laptop and then it'll be seen on the telly screen, but that's about it. My stepdaughter has one, but her mum bought that like 2 years ago. It's like a little notebook thing. Yeah, we have another one. Warranty extension 2 to 4 years on mine was €100. I don't know what that is in pounds, like 75 maybe? 5 gig Wi-Fi thingy. Oh, they'll let me pay it off and negotiate the length of time. Ah, okay. Even so, at least it's not a one thing. One of those Microsoft Surface Book thingies. I think that's what I have. My tablet that's got like a laptop screen because it has like a desktop. It's not like, it doesn't have tablet apps. That's a Windows Surface. Although I need a new charger for it because at the moment, whenever the charger's plugged in, the keyboard doesn't work. And like the touch screen doesn't work when the charger's plugged in. So I need a new charger. My charger's broke anyway. I've had to sellotape it because it was on like one of the bits where it bends. You could see some of the wire, so it's buggered. My first laptop was a piece. Second one was my favourite and lasted a good long while. Third one I still have. And through Ubuntu on it after I got my desktop. Ooh. I used to use the Surface all the time. That was given to us by my boyfriend's dad. He gave us that because it was his old one that he didn't use. Yeah, I had a laptop at school, like at school and college, that I got well, it was for college because I got it after I did my GCSEs. And I really loved that one. And my sister still uses that one, and that's like, I did my GCSEs when I was 16, so that's 12 years old, and she still uses that. It's pretty slow, but she still uses that. And then when I started uni, I had to get a new one because that one wouldn't connect to the uni Wi-Fi. So I got a new one, and then that's it. And like I say, we don't really use it. I'm hopefully gonna see if I can get it in somewhat of a state so like one of the kids can have it. But we have two desktop PCs, so we have this one, which is my boyfriend's, and then we have mine, which is over that way in the corner of the room. So we don't use them. Hope it's the charger, not the charging port then. Yeah, I hope so. it works fine as soon as I pull the charger out. And when I googled it online, a lot of people said that it happened. See, it only happened once the charger had kind of split a bit, like the wire for the charger had split. And when I looked at it online, people said that theirs had done the same thing, and then buying a new charger had just fixed it. So fingers crossed. It's worth a try because we got it for free and it works really well. So the Surface Book thingies are completely unrepairable from what I've read. Self-destroying screws and full of glue, preventing them from being open without destroying it. Oh god. We were, like I say, we were given it and it's worked really well for us so far. I don't really use it for much. I used to use it to write my blog on because I could sit on the sofa with it. And then the only other thing I really use it for is having patterns open on it. So when I'm sat on the sofa or in bed or whatever, I can have my pattern on it and I can have it quite big because obviously a phone screen isn't very big. So I have to zoom in so I can see it. So I like to have it open on the Surface thing, the Surface Pro thing, so that I can see it a bit better. But yeah. Then add on all the software they need, including subject-specific software. Very cool. Thankfully we don't have to worry about anything like that for a little while, like for the kids, because obviously Minnie's only 5, and then my stepdaughter, like I say, her mum bought her a laptop like 2 years ago, 3 years ago now, and that still works just fine even though she's lost keys and she doesn't look after it at all. It still works fine, so she's alright for now. Is good. I want my printer to work. It's really stressing me out that it's not working. It's not detecting my black ink cartridge, and from what I've read online, the type of printer that I've got is really, because I've noticed before that it'll tell me that my ink's low when there's still half, like the ink cartridge is still half full, and apparently that's just a thing that the printer does. Like, it's a known fault with the printer. I'm like, dang it. And at the moment it's just not. I've put 2 different new ink cartridges in it, black ones, and it's not detecting either of them, so it won't let me print anything, which is very annoying. Plus a payment plan, which normal stores don't have. Yeah, and usually if they do, they'll add like friggin' interest on it, like, yeah, you can pay it off over 12 months, but it's gonna be like $49.99 APR, 12,000% APR. Back in my day, we only needed MS Office. It's not a fault, it's by design, so you buy a new cartridge. Yeah, it's just annoying, but it's not, the fault at the moment is that it's not detecting it at all. And I've tried, they've said, there was like an article that had a load of things that you can try and fix it. I can't remember, I don't have like the instructions anymore because again, I got that when I started uni, so it's like 7 years old. So I don't have the instructions or anything for it. But I looked up, because there's like certain things I want to do that I can't do yet. I was looking up a thing that was like a guide on how to get it to do it. And I tried, the few things that I could get it to do, I tried, and it just still wasn't having it. Wasn't having it, so said that maybe like the ink, something to do with like a sensor in there might be broken or something. It was a super cheap printer, so it probably, you know, at this point it's just cheaper for me to buy a new one, which I may end up doing because I really want one. I like printing off patterns, and hopefully I'm going to start selling some things. So I want to print off like wrap labels and stuff. That's what my printer. And it'll be useful for the kids when they're at school, you know, if they need to print anything off. It's there. Just need to get it fixed. I just don't know what to do. sounds stupid, but apart from that, there's nothing else wrong with it. Which is what's annoying me. But that is quite a big thing that's wrong with it, really. Because at first it wouldn't detect the magenta, and then it did, and it's fine with the magenta now. So I'm not sure why it won't detect the black, but hey ho. I'll have another go with it and see if I can get it working, and if not, it'll just be time for a new one. My mum still has an old HP LaserJet, and that thing still works after what, 10 plus years? Yeah, my mum has, hers is a HP something or other. Mine's an Epson stylus, I think. S22. Which was perfect when I was at uni. It was, you know, cheap and pretty small. Well, I mean, it's not small, but it's not enormous. And it worked really well for what I wanted, which was basically printing off, you know, essays and stuff that I had. Never really anything in colour, always black and white, because it was just essays. And yeah, it worked perfect. So I thought, well, I've still got it. If it works, I might as well use it rather than buying a new one. But it doesn't want to work. I hated my Epson printer, but my HP is fine. What's funny is on one of the blogs that was talking about the it saying that cartridges are empty when they're half full, like the second suggestion on what to do is buy a HP printer. I was like, well, I mean, that's a great suggestion. It was like, oh, why don't you try taking it out and turning it off and doing a reset and blah blah blah. And then it was just throw it away and buy a HP. Yeah, my mum's is like, because I have to connect mine with USB and stuff. And my mum's is like this. It like works through Wi-Fi. I'm like, what? It even has a little like screen thing on it. It's crazy. Like, it's all fancy compared to my printer. It feels dead fancy. And I mean, if I used it more often, I'd probably, you know, invest in something a little bit nicer. But at least for now, I'm not sure how often I'm going to use it. So I'm not too fussed about, you know, going crazy on it. It just would be nice if I could get this one to work. Because it's here, you know, might as well try and get it to work. She had some microcontroller on the cartridge replaced and it gets refilled too. Ah. Rezzy! How are you? Good morning. Just about good morning here. Already preparing for winter with a knitted blanket. Always. Autumn and winter are my favourite time of year because I get to snuggle in blankets and drink hot chocolate and wear fluffy socks. But this blanket is actually for my daughter's baby Annabelle. She loves wrapping up all her teddies in and her dolls in blankets and covers, and they all have different spots on her bed to sleep. So she wanted baby Annabelle to have a new blanket. So she doesn't know I'm making it. She just happened to mention it the other day. She was like, I really want baby Annabelle to have a blanket. And I was like, well, I mean, maybe I'll make you one, or we have some old kind of bigger blankets that she doesn't really use anymore from when she was little. Not knitted ones, just kind of like fleecy ones. So I was like, maybe we could cut that up and like sew something onto it and make it look cool. But we'll see. We'll see next weekend. Sneaky. But how are you doing? Yes, the perks of late fall and winter are all the snuggles. Exactly. I love it. My favourite time. Because I can always... I don't like... I mean, I enjoy the summer because we get to go out a lot. But it gets to a point where you've kind of... Like, I can't cool down anymore. I'm sat in, like, my pants. The doors are open. The fan's on. I'm drinking ice. Well, like, drinking ice water and chewing on ice. There's not much more I can do to cool down. Whereas in winter, when I'm cold, I can always get more snuggly. That's what I like. Good old days when I used to freeze in my office behind my PC setup and just snuggle with a warm, fluffy blanket. Hell yeah. It was quite cold on Sunday, yesterday, because it'd been raining through the night and in the morning. So I have a purple blanket that's a little bit thinner because I have a really thick one. It's over there. I love it. It's like fleecy on one side and then really fluffy on the other. Oh, it's my favourite blanket.
Well, how to do?
Ava darling, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. I have a thinner one that sometimes gets put on the sofa as like a bit of a cover, but I tie it around my shoulders as like a cape and I just wear it around the house. I should just put a dressing gown on, but I prefer wearing a blanket cape. And that's what I did on Sunday. I cooked Sunday dinner in a blanket cape and I was so happy that it was cold enough to wear blanket cape. Doing good, and you? I just said, oh, we miss you too. I'm doing really good, thank you. Oh, I keep moving these away from the screen though. I'm doing really, really good. Having a nice Monday morning. I'm going craft shopping tomorrow, so I'm excited. Want to finish my scrap blanket by the end of the year, but I need to knit more things for scraps. Oh no! I was actually watching a video yesterday, I believe, last night, which was how to turn like old t-shirts into t-shirt yarn, and I was like, that's interesting. Do I have any t-shirts that I could use for scrap to make t-shirt yarn? I don't, unfortunately, but oh, I've got my eyes on a few. Hi Ava, how are you? Good morning. I just want to say Ava darling. I don't know why. I feel like that's from something. Like, oh darling. It's a cute name. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Get working on that knitting then! Get knitting! There's just so much to do and so little time. Apparently on Sunday it was 100 days to Christmas, so now it's like 99 days till Christmas, which is scary. I got so much to do. I'm glad you're doing good, Resi. Glad you're doing good. Capamon updated a lot. Yeah, this is the new cap. So they still have the old style cap. But then they did this new style cat as well, which has, at least as of when I last checked, it had a few more animations than the old cat as well, as looking different. And this is the tabby colouring. So I had some Kappa points and I bought all the different kinds of cats. There's black, tabby and white, I believe. So I bought the black and the tabby. And then I put a poll in Discord to see what people thought about changing it to a different kind of cat, because we've always had the white cat. But for some reason the tabby one looks kind of, yeah, that's one of the new animations. We have it under lewd because it's just cute, but it's like a snuggle and I love it. It's so cute. It's a snuggle of love. Yeah, I'm like, this is very kind of orange and red, like orange and pink. Kind of wish it looked like more like my new kitty that I'm getting, but that's just because I'm biased and I want like that. Yes, it is so cute. I love that little animation. It is my favorite. I need to add it to some more of the commands that we have, for sure. I love the newest ones. Oh my god, they have a dino pet. Yes, I love that I think it's a bear, but to me it looks more like a hamster. It's so cute. I really like that one. It's so sweet. And I have, so for Halloween I have the Grim Reaper one from last year, so we're going to use that one, I think. So the kitty is going to disappear for a little bit, possibly. I mean, we could just have a black cat because that's quite Halloween-y, but we'll see. And then for Christmas I have the reindeer one from last year, so I feel a bit bad sometimes switching them out though, because the kitty is it's part of the stream now. Our little princess. I'm lovely, awake when I shouldn't be, but of course that means working on stitching and finding a creative stream. Not quite cold enough here for knitting for me. Ah. Is it, have you woken up too early or have you just not gone to sleep yet? And what are you working on? Sounds interesting. Well, welcome on in. We're very happy to have you here. Creative streams are always interesting since I'm not much of a creative crafting person. Yeah, I love going through and finding creative things. We were talking about this the other day because I like going through and finding new creative people to watch. But then I get really anxious and I never say anything. I just look and admire from afar. It's just silent admiration. I'm like, wow. This is really cool, but then I don't tell them. I need to stop being so silly. Do it. Who did I find the other night? I saw someone bookbinding. Oh, that was so interesting. I fall into this giant hole of like, well, now I need to do all the crafts. It's terrible. Not enough time. Not enough time. Still very attached to the old style cat. Yeah, I do like the old style cat. I think they, I was looking in the Discord last night because I hadn't been through a lot of the Discords for a while. And I was looking on the Capamon Discord and I think I read that they're planning on putting the kind of newer animations on the older stuff. I'm not sure whether that's 100%. Somebody suggested doing like animation packs. So if people want the old style but don't want the new animations, then they can obviously like have the original White Cat for free, and then they could use like, I can't remember how many somebody suggested, but so much to pay for the new animations, like an animation pack. They obviously didn't say that that's what they were doing. It was just somebody in the Discord's suggestion, but it was interesting. Can only do stuff with Photoshop and CorelDRAW? What's CorelDRAW? I don't know what that is. Is that like Photoshop? Still can't get used to Illustrator, so I lose my patience and I just use CorelDRAW instead. Make vector stickers and logos way faster. Ah, I see. So it's like Illustrator. I use Photoshop. I used not to make art. I just used to make thumbnails with it. I tried to do stuff with Illustrator once and I just couldn't do it. So I leave all that to Lilac. Not gone to sleep yet and I'm working on a cross stitch. Working on a cross stitch currently and trying to catch up on it. I also feel the same about creative streams. I want to try it all and then nothing gets finished. Exactly. I don't have the time, the space or the money for all the things I want to do. I just I can't, but I wish I could. I find it all so interesting and I want to have a go at everything. Haven't even tried to fuss with Illustrator. Yeah, I tried it a little bit. Can't remember what I made in it. I was doing some vector something because I'd not done anything like that before. I was like, see, another thing, Lilac was doing it. I think she did it on stream and I was like, ooh, this looks really cool. I want to try it. Tried it. More things to try. Well, hopefully your stitching's going well, Ava. Illustrator just doesn't have the most important thing made easy, like drawing lines and curves, but it's good if you use a drawing tablet in Illustrator. I don't draw, so it's not really been, it's only been recently that I've kind of even, you know, wanted to have a little try, but I don't draw. Not very, I don't draw, I don't paint, I don't sketch or anything like that. I'm not very arty. The only time I'll do like a rough sketch of something is if I'm crocheting something and I kind of want an idea in my head of what I want it to look like if I'm not using a pattern. Then I'll do a little sketch, but even then it's terrible. Can't wait to be working on my other needles. These ones hurt. I think because they're longer, my wrist has to be at a funnier angle. My raptor icon is the only obsession that I just drew in Photoshop, but since I know I won't make it big in resolution, I didn't have to be a vector. Ah. Yeah, that was one of the things that Lilac taught me when I was watching her stream, is that you can like scale vectors and they don't lose like any of their, they don't get like fuzzy or anything like that, which is really cool. I liked that. Really bad at drawing in the sense that I never know what to draw, so when I try to make an icon for a program I'm writing, I just usually end up with a mostly rectangular looking thing with some letters on it at best. But at least you try. You give it a go. Practice, practice, practice. But I know what you mean. It's I was thinking about coming up with like a logo for Samphoria, and like, you know, rather than having a picture as the thing, having like some kind of logo that I can have on stuff. Has like stickers and stuff, and I'm like, I wouldn't even know where to start of what to decide what to have. Like what picture, what shapes, what colours, well the colours would be easy. Like what writing, do I have writing on it? Like, I don't know. Wish I could draw actual stuff like backgrounds, people, animals, and make comics, but nope, I can do wallpapers, overlays, and logos. I followed quite a lot of people on Twitter that do a lot of like World of Warcraft art, and oh my god, they're just incredible, some of the stuff they can do. Love it. You can scale vectors, they have the information on how to draw the thing rather than just the end result, so instead of trying to guess how it should be drawn, it just redraws it bigger. Yeah, I notice it doesn't lose itself when you make it bigger. I spend much of my time at work working with vector art and or turning master art into vector art and explaining to people why I have to do that for laser engraving. Half the job's just explaining to people why you're doing what you're doing. I don't mind explaining as long as they don't argue with me. This is what's happening. This is why. Yes. I enjoy my work. That's good. That's good. I would never want to work somewhere. I mean, unless I had to. Obviously, there are times where you have to kind of just take the job, but I wouldn't want to work anywhere that I didn't enjoy. Just make me sad. Why do I have to give you more money? The art is already digital. I can see why maybe they question it if it's going to cost them a bit more, but they should still just... like a mother knows best. I know what I'm doing. Give me the extra money and I shall make it beautiful and actually possible. So if I leave it as it is, it'll burn like a hot poop. Do you ever sometimes... has anyone ever like disagreed with you enough to just say no completely and make you do it the normal way? And then you can satisfactorily like hand them over like just this Melton thing, like, I told you so. Maybe I'm just a bit sadistic. I told you so. Fine, I'll do it the way you want. It is a good comparison. I even went into web designing, but it's stressful and long-term commitment to a client, so I kind of want to do posters, flyers, logos, something that's one-time thing. Yeah. I think Lilac keep talking about her. Her ears will be burning. She did a website and stuff for someone, I think she was doing like logos and stuff for them. I think she did a website. Yeah, it's one of those, if you do kind of like the back end kind of stuff, you it's kind of expected to be more of a longer term thing than just here's your logo, here's a flyer, enjoy. Web dev is heretical. See, you use all these probably not so fancy words, but feel fancy to me that I can't pronounce. Very, very rarely. Oh, I'd love that. The satisfaction. I mean, it'd be a pain because then they'd be like, well, fine, do it your way. And you'd have to do it anyway, but just that. Here you go. Finally getting an optic fiber net. Woohoo! That's awesome. Finally. That's brilliant. What? There's is there a command for commands? I don't think there is. Flips everywhere! They're taking over! It's alright, it's not the most intuitive command. I was going through some the other day and looking at ones I want to change because I want to add some new ones as well, so some will get changed, I think. That's awesome. They're already doing some construction on the other side of the street, so I hope I get it on my street too. And that really does have optic connections, cables too. Awesome! That's so exciting. Wood. Do you know what kind of like upgraded speed you'll be getting? What scary game am I playing for Halloween? What was the one that you suggested? Didn't you suggest? Someone suggested one? I have it written down. One momentum. I need my stream book. Oh, my sloths. So hopefully it'll be quite a good increase though for you, Rosie. I know when we moved from just normal to fibre. I think it was just after Christmas, like 2 years ago. No, a year ago, I think. Was it just after the last Christmas? It might have been just after the last Christmas. Because they had a deal on where you could upgrade to the better internet for like practically nothing. So we did that. Christmas ideas. Vampire the Masquerade. Bloodliness. Yeah, that was what you suggested. I think that's on my list. Apart from that, I don't know. I mean, we could maybe go back to Outlast, but I know all the jumps. They would still make me cry, but I know them. So, maybe. No, we've done that. I'm not sure what spooky games I have. I will go full speed. Contract has already been made in March this year. It'll be 300 and 300 down, I assume 50 up, but reason is because it'll be shared among 3 computers, 2 laptops and a TV. Ours is around about 70, 75 down, and then 18 up. And we have the TV, 2 computers, a laptop, and 2 tablets. They're not usually all on at the same time, but usually there's the TV, 2 computers, and a tablet on. And it works really well for us. It works really well. So that should be pretty awesome. Well, it'd be very, very awesome for you guys. Sam Note, like Death Note, but with fancy writing and different effect, hopefully. Maybe, Zia, maybe. I haven't written your name in it. I've just written the name of the game, so... maybe you don't want to find out. Notes. And they're sloths, so it can't be too bad. Yeah, I've got emote ideas. Letting you know my secrets now. Christmas ideas, the stuff that we're doing for Christmas. And then Halloween stuff. So yeah, that's the only one I have written down right now. Is Beholder a spooky game? This game may contain content not appropriate for all ages and may not be appropriate for viewing at work. Violent. Yes. Are you okay with seeing products that contain... Yes. Why has that never been a thing where you could just say, I don't mind seeing this? Who knows? Is this a spooky game? Oh no, that's not. This is the one where you're like a landlord. I remember now. Current speed is 14 down, 0.8 up, so no upload at all. That's what our old one was like. We had kind of no up, and I really struggled to stream because at the time I didn't understand bit rates. So I just kind of chucked any number in, and I was like, oh, I hate this song. I need to remove it. I was like, oh, why doesn't it work? Who knows? And it's because we had like no upload. So that was the main reason why we went for the upgrade, is so that we could get the upload. Like, we don't really, the download doesn't really make any difference to anything we're doing, to be fair. I mean, it's nice to have things like a bit faster, but it's never really been too much of an issue. It was always the upload. And thankfully, they just kind of give you that for nothing. I mean, you have to pay for the download as well. You pay for it, but it's not really something like they never promote the upload. That's what I'm trying to say. They always promote like, oh, you can get 500 down. And I'm like, yes, but what's the upload? I like horror games. I played them last year on Halloween, but main problem with most horror games are puzzle, and I'm bad with puzzles sometimes, so I'd get stuck and just lose interest. I hate horror games so much. I get so immersed so fast that it just scares the life out of me. We played Firewatch. That's not even a scary game. That was scary to me. It was terrifying. So we played that. Wasn't even meant to be scary. We played Penumbra for a little bit. That was terrifying. I played Outlast for about an hour, I think. I did have to leave that stream because my mum needed me, I think. Or somebody needed me. I remember finishing early for an actual reason, but then I never went back and played it because it was terrifying. And you got to remember as well, like the light that you see now is what the room is like. I don't stream at night. I stream at like 9 in the morning, so it's not even like it's dark. Imagine me playing a horror game in the dark. I'd die. There's no ifs, ands or buts. I'd just die. I can't even play The Forest because that's too scary. I'm just having a quick look to see if there's anything that I've got. Day of the Tentacle. It's not a horror game, but it sounds interesting. And yeah, I get really frustrated with puzzle games. I want to think that I like them, and I do like them, but we tried to play Deponia and it just frustrated me. I played it in the dark. See, no, there's no chance. No chance at all. Grave Matters, that's about graves, that's not scary. Guacamelee. I have some very strange games. Oh, this looks cool. Jotun. Valhalla edition. I don't know what that is. What else have we got? What's that? The Lab. I don't know what that is. I don't think I have any others. Look and see which ones my boyfriend's got. Sanctum 2, what's that? Nope, that's not scary. So I don't have any, I don't think. Because we could do VR. That's the other thing. I do have VR. Now that would be even worse. It makes me feel so sick. And then imagine doing something spooky on there. I think I would die. I mean, whether we could get it... I mean, I have the VR set up already here on the computer. Whether I could get it set up to stream, I don't know. But that is another option. I think my boyfriend has a few scary games. I'll have a look. But yes, if anyone has any suggestions, either let me know in here or in the Discord. They're always welcome. Of spooky things to play. I mean, they're not welcome because I don't want to play them, but I'm going to play them. So maybe the one that Zia suggested, the Bloodliness one, might be the one that we go for. Dead Space 2 is scary. I played it. Don't Knock Twice. Oh, I played Don't Knock Twice, Alan Wake, and Alien Isolation. Alien Isolation looks scary. What was the one that Lilac played? Soma? Soma? Sombra? Soma? Some suggest Layers of Fear, Little Nightmares. Oh my god. They all sound very scary. The fun thing is having you freak out at slightly spooky things. Having you pass out in a minute would be counterproductive. Yeah. You don't want to scare me too bad that I pass out. I refuse to play. That was what it was with Firewatch. Firewatch isn't even I don't think it's meant to be a scary game. Like, I don't think it is. But it was terrifying. And then it doesn't help when you have people in chat going, there was a guy behind that tree. You were right. Knew it. Spooky. That's the kind of thing that I like. Because I loved playing that game. I really enjoyed it. And I really loved the story. But it was spooky. I'll write down Soma. I think I watched Lilac play. I do remember seeing Lilac play a little bit of that. I'll write some of these down. And I'll have a look at them and try and decide which ones aren't too spooky. Yeah, Outlast was too scary. It's the jump scares that get me. Like, I can deal with gory things. Like, I love the Saw films. Like, I can deal with things like that. I can't deal with jumping, like jump scares. Like, give me weird any day, just don't jump at me. So I will cry. And this time when I do it, you're gonna get face cam. So you're gonna be able to see me cry. Outlast was sometimes frustrating. I got stuck a few times on what to do. Yeah, I got stuck right at the beginning when you first go into the like the asylum thing. There was like, even though I played it for a short time, I do remember getting stuck. But yeah, it was terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. And Slender, I've written them down. We'll see. Slender sounds scary though. But yeah, this time I'll have a face cam on so you'll get to see me cry. And Halloween is on a Wednesday. So I should actually be streaming on Halloween. Which, I mean, all throughout October, I'm probably going to do a mix of like the crochet stuff. We'll do all the nice, happy, you know, Halloween stuff where we're making pumpkins and doing all that kind of stuff, and maybe crochet a ghost and a black cat and a witch or something. And then the games that we play are going to kind of... I'm planning on doing like quite a few spooky ones, but we'll see how my heart holds up. Yeah, hopefully we can do something cool on actual Halloween. I'm not sure yet. Because I didn't realise that it was on a Wednesday until like the other week when we were trying to figure out like trick-or-treating and stuff. I didn't realise until then that it was on a Wednesday, so we shall see. I did face cam on Halloween, also had some break time eating, tasting weird Halloween themed candy, and I had a Jason mask. I want to get a witch's hat, that's for sure. I'm not going to crochet one because I can't, unless I like use some stiffener, I can't imagine it sticking up very well. But I do want to get a witch's hat to wear. And let's face it, I just wear that all the time anyway. But Halloween candy sounds good. You know, that sounds like a good idea actually. Me and my stepdaughter wants to come and do some kind of jewel stream with me. Witchy Sam, oh yeah, hell yeah. I want to do a stream where we make a wand and stuff as well. I just need to get the paint and stuff. I love it so much. That's actually the idea for my sub badges. They're going to be I've spoken to Lila about it, and I wanted witches hats. That's what I want. So yeah, it's cool. But yeah, witch's hat. My stepdaughter wants to do we want to do a baking stream. So she had some ideas. We're getting a bit complicated. She is used to doing YouTube videos. So she was like thinking up of all these different challenges and stuff we could do. And I was like, they'd be a great edited YouTube video. But as a stream, I'm not so sure. Because she was like coming up with all these ideas of where we do like, we have like a trick or treat thing. And we have to decide what do we give the other we'll make cupcakes. And then we have to decide whether we're going to make trick cupcakes for the other person or treat cupcakes, and we can like do a poll and people can pick. And I was like, it's getting very complicated. Can we just make really cool looking like Halloween cupcakes and then eat them? So that's what we're planning on doing. Just don't buy eye candy. It was creepy and mushy. Ooh. They had like, I noticed they had like a pack. Because now like here when I buy sweets and for trick-or-treaters and stuff, although no one tends to come, and then because for half of the evening we're out trick-or-treating too, like I can't answer the door, so I don't buy too much. But it's always like bags of lollies, like lollipops and stuff. Whereas this year I've seen a lot more of like the, you know, gummies shaped like spiders and cobwebs and like things like that, which I haven't really seen. So I definitely want to get some of them. And they had a pack that had like loads of different ones, like gummy that looked like gummy fingers and all this kind of stuff. So that was pretty cool, rather than just like lollipops that you can get any time of the year. So yeah, maybe we'll get some of those and try them. Halloween cupcakes. Yeah, I was like thinking we could do like, I don't know, some purple cupcakes with like make the icing, like make a fondant witch's hat or little fondant spiders and stuff, and or buy some pre-made decorations of like spiders and things, and just do a baking stream. You wouldn't be in the kitchen, I'd do it here. And I said, well, we'll do cupcakes because they don't take too long to cook. That's my plan. So that's what we plan on doing. Whether it will happen, I don't know, but that's what we want to do. Because she wanted to add in this like other bits where like we do each other's face paint and stuff, and I'm like, it would make a cool YouTube video, but would it make a good stream? Don't know. So got some more ideas, but we'll see. We'll see. Give me some candy corn. I've never had candy corn. It's not really something we have here. I've seen a lot of crochet patterns for like candy corn. I saw a crochet pattern for a candy corn dress. It was like in the colours for like a kid under like 1. It was for a little baby, but it was so cute. It was so cute. And somebody had done some, so the bows that I do. Ooh, I can grab one here. It's got fluff on it. This style bow, but they had it in like the candy corn colours, so it was like yellow, orange and white. It was dead cute. But we don't really have candy corn here. We don't have it, I don't think, unless you specifically kind of go to an American section. I found chips shaped in spider webs and bats. Oh, that's amazing. That's cool. Totally random, but kind of related. I saw somebody do an Instagram story where they were looking at, I think you get them in Asda, superhero burgers, like superhero shaped burgers, and they had what made me think of it was because they had a Batman one that was in like the bat logo shape. It looked so cool. And they had a Wonder Woman one and it was like shaped like the Wonder Woman logo. And Superman. And they had Batman sausages, but I'm not sure what they look like. I don't know, but they look cool. It reminded me of those because you said the bats. Good. Girl November, thank you for the host. We don't celebrate Halloween as it should be, but usually clubs and bars do Halloween themes. You can do some cosplay to get free drinks at clubs, as in discounts. We also don't have CandyCon. Yeah, we, when I was younger, we used to go trick-or-treating. And now I kind of, like, a lot of places will have little parties. Like we had, when we got a bit older, we had Halloween parties at our house for friends to come to. Hi Girl November, how are you? We used to have little Halloween parties and people would come and we'd do like apple bobbing and stuff like that. And one of the other mums at school this year was thinking about doing a party, but we've decided we'll just take them trick-or-treating. But last year was actually the first time I'd taken Minnie trick-or-treating. She just never, I just never had taken her. We'd just never been before, and she loved it. So she's really excited for trick-or-treating this year. We kind of have a thing where you only knock on people's houses who have decorations, because then you know that they're kind of in the Halloween spirit. Where we live, there's quite a lot of older people. There's like a mix of like older people and then young families. So you tend to kind of just go to the people who've decorated and leave, you know, let the others enjoy their evening without lots of kids knocking on the door. So yeah, I'm really excited. It used to make me really anxious having people knock on the door, but after taking her out last year and knocking on other people's doors, the thought of doing that made me really anxious. But after going out with her last year, it was a lot of fun. There's quite a few people that really get in the spirit of things, and it's really cool. Like they decorate their whole garden and their house as well, and it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, it's a Pusheen alert. I've changed a few of them. Lurking while making breakfast is Eleni in the US, but wanted to say hi. Well, thank you for coming and saying hi. Hope you're having something delicious for breakfast. I just had a like a breakfast bar. It was so bad. And then I made my little girl like Nutella covered waffles. Why I didn't make them for myself too, I don't know. They smelled delicious, but that's what she had for breakfast, and I just had this like granola breakfast bar that was very dry. Not worth it. Breakfast does sound awesome. I'm getting hungry. It's lunchtime. It's 12:30 here. It's nearly lunchtime. I don't know what to have for lunch. I've been having a lot of jacket potatoes, but they take like a good 2 hours to cook in the oven. I don't think I can wait 2 hours, so I bought some soup because it's getting colder and soup's pretty quick and easy, so I think I'm going to have some soup for lunch today. I do love soup. Speaking of breakfast, I still haven't made it. It's almost afternoon here, 1:28. Oh, you're an hour after me. Get some breakfast. Managed coffee so far, probably cereal. Pretty boring for breakfast. Yeah, I haven't even had a cup of tea yet. I had to go in between the school run and then starting stream. I had to nip and grab some sugar so that I could have a cup of tea. So that's the first thing I'm going to do when I stop streaming is go and make a cup of tea. Surprised I'm even awake. Get thyself some food. Eat, Razzie, eat. I should probably have a nap before I think of food. Coffee's always a prerequisite for the daytime activities. Yeah. Make sure you get some good sleep before you fill up on caffeine. Get some good sleeps. I'm a 1 hour later stalker. I had to change the schedule thing under the stream because it was like showing this weird time, and it's because we're not in GMT at the moment. We're in BST because of daylight savings. We're on like I think we're on GMT +1. We're on British Standard Time, not GMT. But we're going to go back an hour soon. Because it's spring forward, so the clock goes forward an hour in the spring and then back an hour in the autumn. So we should be going back an hour soon. Wonder when that is. When do the clocks go back? October. Sunday the 28th of October is when the time the clocks go backwards. Struggle with daylight savings. It totally messes with my mind. Especially because now of having like friends in other countries and stuff, trying to figure out them, and then some of them do daylight savings as well, and I'm like, I have no idea. I don't know what's going on. Just tell me a time and I'll be there. I have no idea. We have like CET or CE. I've heard of CEST. It's November for US, I believe. Yeah, ours is the end of October. It just puts everything on, like, it just throws everything out. It's only an hour, but it does make things go all loop-de-doo. And it's like, as a lot of you know, I regularly stream with Lilac on a Friday, and we, you know, stream at this. We stream together. We start streaming at the same time. So when, you know, my clock goes backwards or forwards, and then hers goes backwards and forwards, it's like, how are we gonna do this? Just stalk me and go on Twitch when I go live and watch me, right? Right, exactly. You got it. Trying to keep up with daylight savings can be tricky. I never understood GMT. I just count 5 hours or 6 hours ahead for UK or Europe and hope for the best. Yeah, that's what I kind of think with America. I kind of, when I start my stream at 9:30, a lot of people, I've been told, this was probably like before daylight savings, so it's probably different now, but it was, people would come in and say, oh, it's like 3 in the morning. So I kind of always thought, okay, so in that area, you know, it's like 6 hours behind. And then when it comes to Lilac and Australia, it's just kind of like, it's halfway across the world, so it's like practically, it's not 24 hours, but I know that like when I stream on a Friday morning, it's like later on in the day for her and stuff, and then she just becomes a time traveler and ends up in the next day, as does Ice and Vanessa. So they're a bunch of wizards. Yeah, it gets very confusing. I need to start using like a converter thing, really. Yes, and there's always that 2-week period at the beginning and end of daylight savings where everything is off because the US has to do things differently. Yes. Precisely. It's strange, and it still blows my mind. I'll get there. We'll get there eventually. Inner body clock is all messed up when time switches. Yeah, it's not too bad when it goes back an hour. So like in October when it goes back, it'll be all right because I get an extra hour. I can deal with that. I can deal with having either an extra hour in bed or I get up a little bit earlier than usual. That I'm okay with. It's when the time goes forward and I lose an hour. That's when my body's like, hang on a sec. But for like days and days after, I get the time wrong. Because obviously it's like, you know, at that particular time of day, you're like, oh, it feels like it's 4, but it's not. It's 5 or it's 3. And then I never know whether my phone's changed or not, because back in the day it never used to. You'd have to do it manually, and then nowadays it does it on its own. But then I'm like, have you actually changed the time, or do I have to tell you to do it now, or like, have you worked? And then I'm like, I don't have any idea, until I turn on the telly and check like the BBC. I'm like, that's pretty reliable. I'll go with what they say. That always throws me off. And then I've got to change watches and alarm clocks and everything. What is this? Oh, that was a song about Australia, apparently. It's like Take Me to Australia was the name of that song. Something like that. No, I feel bad for skipping it. This is quite peppy. So, as I said, I won't be streaming tomorrow because I am going craft supply shopping and I'm very excited. So, there's no stream tomorrow. I will be streaming Wednesday because as of this week, my day off has changed from a Wednesday to a Thursday because I'm going to be starting a course on Thursdays. And it's in the morning, like 9 till 12, so exactly when I stream. So I'm going to switch the days off. I'm going to have Thursday off and stream Wednesday. So I will be streaming this Wednesday and we're going to be playing some more Theme Hospital and I can't wait. They all look pretty peppy when they're walking around, all the doctors. Yeah, that's what we're doing this week. And then I think we're playing Minecraft again with Lilac on Friday, I believe. She's been doing some cool stuff on the Sevtech server. She's gotten quite a bit of progress done, I believe. So that should be quite fun. I like your Steam wishlist. Thanks! Especially Dishonored 2. I went through it not too long ago and took some stuff off. There's quite a few things on it that are free-to-play games. The only reason they're on there is so that I don't forget them. Because I find on Steam there's just so many games, especially free-to-play games, that when I find one and I'm like, ooh, I want to play that, I very quickly forget what it is because I have a terrible memory. So I add it onto my wish list so I don't lose it. It's more of like a games I want to play list than like anything. But thank you. Yeah, there's a few good ones on there. It's very overwhelming. Up until I met my boyfriend, I never even knew Steam existed. Like, you know, we just had games on discs. And at that point, the only games I was playing on PC were RuneScape, Theme Hospital, and Roller Coaster Tycoon. Everything else we played on the PlayStation, on a PlayStation 2. I never played any other games on the computer, so it blew my mind when he showed me Steam. I was like, what? And I only ever made a Steam account. The Steam account that I have is the first Steam account I made, which was when I started like the Samphoria thing, like when I started my YouTube and my Twitter and stuff. So that's all I have. It's very strange, but yeah, there's some cool games. There's some really awesome games out there. A whole new world. It was. All these games I want to play. There's just so many more. I need to score and get all of the game points. Because that's the thing. Game points. been lurking on the Twitters. Well, I hope you enjoyed your lurk mailbox. I get my... This song is a little bit too crazy. No offense. There we go. This will do. Do. The joys of no copyright sounds. Some of them are real funky. Twitter, I get so lost in it. I recently put Pinterest on my phone as well. So this is why I'm not going to bed till like 2 in the morning, because I'm like, oh, I'll just flick through Twitter. And I'm like, ha 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 ha, what is all this? All this amazing stuff appears, and then there's like bongo cats. And then I'm like, oh, I'll just nip on Pinterest because I really want to find a pattern for this. I want to find something that I want to make tomorrow, or oh, I remember the kid mentioning this, so let's see if I can find one and I can surprise her with it for Christmas or something. And then I'm like, oh. And then the same thing happens on YouTube. Last night, I spent 3 hours watching a lady groom different dogs. I don't even have a dog. But I was fascinated. I was like, oh, like this is how you push them. This is how we shave them. This is called a summer cut. I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. And I was like 3 hours later, it's 2 in the morning, and I'm like, oh my god, this is what I've done with my life. I'm watching a lady groom a dog. It was glorious. It was like the best evening. I had a great time. Oh. When I'm just like, what do I say to my boyfriend when he asks why I've been up so late? I'm like, well, I was watching a lady groom dogs. You just fall down the hole though. Like, I started watching somebody making a giant toffee. That's what I started with. I was watching a guy make it. Well, it started with a giant dime bar. Then he made a giant toffee. And then somehow I ended up on a lady grooming dogs. And that was my evening. Oh, it's so fun. Still play Warframe. Last time I played it, it was so much action happening that I lost track of who to kill and kept on attacking my teammate. Oh no! I haven't played Warframe in a very long time. I think the last time I played it was when I streamed it, and I think Zio was playing with us, and someone else was playing with us, and Lilac was playing. Was it just us two and Zio, or was there someone else? I think there was someone else there too. I can't remember who though. And I think that was the last time I played it. It's been a very, very long time. I liked streaming it because, again, there was a lot of people to help. It was a game that I probably would try in my own time and then not carry on playing because it's a bit overwhelming, I found. Like, knowing what to do and what all the things were. So it was nice having, you know, community to help me. Because I had no idea what I was doing. So that was nice. Yeah, no, I haven't played it in a long time. YouTube is poison and takes away the time, and you love it. I know, it's terrible. I actually left Twitter a while ago and somewhat recently got into Mastodon, and now I have more cute anime pictures than I know what to do with. Not that I'm complaining. Well, that sounds nice, yeah. That sounds nice. I keep going through stages where I'm like obsessed with Instagram, and I'll like post things all the time. Like, not just on my timeline, but I'll do Instagram stories, and I keep really up to date with it, and I'll like comment on people's stuff, not just like everything. I'll actually comment, which is like never normally happens, but I'll go through it and I get really into it, and then I'll just stop using it for like a couple of weeks, and then I'll start up again. It's addictive. These things are very addictive. I miss Warframe. I need to find a way to play it again. Yeah, I really enjoyed playing Warframe. That was a good one. I love Dying Light in The Division, besides Left 4 Dead 2. Ah. My boyfriend enjoys Left 4 Dead 2. He makes, the Boyf is a level designer for a, like, team. They're making a game. They made a game. It's been pretty successful on Steam. And now they're making a sequel to the game. And that's about zombies and stuff. It's not really... I mean, maybe I should play that. It's not I mean, it's not, I don't think it's scary. Maybe it is. I've seen them make it, so I probably wouldn't find it as, like, scary. And I don't think it's meant to be a scary game, but there's zombies in it, so I'd probably be scared. As a groomer by profession, I had to giggle hearing that you watched Lady Groom Dogs all night. Rabbit hole that is YouTube. It feels everyone's slight insomnia. Hell yeah. I definitely agree with that. Because I was laid there and I was like, I really should go to bed. And then it was like, look at how I groomed this really matted, like Pomeranian. Or it was like, it wasn't a Pomeranian, I can't remember what it was. And then there were so cute ones. It was like, how I groomed the cutest Yorkie face or something. And I was like, oh my god. I couldn't stop myself. And I'm getting my first cat at the end of October, and we're getting a kitten, and I'm so excited. And then I was watching them, and I was like, why aren't I watching cat grooming ones? I was like, and then I learned how to like cut dogs' nails, and I learned how they do it, and then I learned what she does with like more aggressive dogs, and I'm like, oh my god, I know all this stuff about dog grooming. You can get a jump scare on Left 4 Dead 2 if some zombies appear out of nowhere and jump on you or slam you. I can imagine that would be quite terrifying. Yeah, the game that he's made isn't really, I mean, it's not, I don't think I'd find it, I would probably find it scary because I'm a big old wuss, but, you know, the normal person probably wouldn't find it scary at all. It's just interesting. Intriguing. Yes. So maybe that's one that I could play. Even if just for like the run up to Halloween, even if it's not on Halloween, just the run up. We'll play that. Most scary games are those where you can't defend yourself. It's just jump scares. Jump scares get me every single time. If there's something jumping at me or there's something chasing me, nope. No thank you. I am out of there. Also, by the way, if anyone wants to add me on Steam, please feel free. It's just Samphoria. I'm trying to play more games in my spare time, so if people are around and you have the games I have, definitely up for playing some games with peoples. Ooh, yes! Okay, awesome. I forgot about that. I was just looking at Twitter and a little thing came up with skeletons and I was like, oh, I can start playing spooky, scary skeletons again. I love that song so much. The remix and the remix of Ghostbusters. I love that. Last year, Spooky Scary Skeletons was my little girl's favourite song. She used to sing it all the time. Spooky Scary Skeletons and just down your spine. And Ghostbusters. She loves Ghostbusters. She's so funny. Is it going to just be a pink blanket or mixed colours? I think I'm going to mix in some cream. I was going to do just pink, but I think she'd like it if I mixed in some cream. So probably going to do like what I was going to do is, if this was too small, I was going to kind of do some squares the same size and make it kind of like a little patchworky, not patchwork, but you know what I mean, patchworky sewn together. Do some squares sewn together. But what I think I might do is add some stripes in if it's wide enough. That's the only thing. The only reason I was going to do the make different squares and sew them together is if it wasn't wide enough. We'll see. Quilt style but knitting squares. Exactly. Which I've done before, but with smaller squares. But yeah. Flannel type, gradient, just adding them in. I don't know what flannel type is. Just doing just like bold stripes, I think. If it's wide enough. If it's not wide enough, then I'll do separate squares and stitch them together, because then I can kind of like do 4 in like a little square pattern, and it'll make it a bit wider. Because I crocheted her a blanket last time for this doll, and it kind of like laid over the doll and tucked in, but she likes being able to really wrap them up. So she wants it to be quite big. All her, like, she has this little puppy that's in her bed, and it always has this white blanket on. It's quite scary sometimes when you go in at night, and it's like wrapped up, but it's like got the blanket over its head as well, like a little hood. She likes them really snuggled, so nice and big. It's hard to see on here though, because it's kind of all wavy. It's hard to see. I mean, I could put some stitches back on this one and we kind of get more of an idea of the width, but it is a bit more difficult to see when it's like that. Always amazed by people who knit and not. So much patience. I would give up. I learned how to knit when I was like, I want to say like 6 or 7, I think. My grandma taught me. She taught me how to knit. Me and my sister used to sit and knit together in the garden. My dad used to take the mess and say we're like 2 little old ladies. And then I stopped knitting, and I picked up crochet 7 years ago when I started uni. And I couldn't do it, so I stopped doing that and I started knitting, and I knitted everyone in my dorm knitted phone covers, because, you know, I'm so cool. And then when I had my daughter, so that was like, I picked it up again about 6 months later after I started crochet. I picked it up again, and then I stopped, and then I had my daughter, and then while I was pregnant with her, I picked up crochet, and I made, first ever thing I crocheted was an elephant, and then I crocheted her a blanket, which is like the second thing I've ever made. The first blanket I've ever made, that was her blanket. And then since then I have not stopped, and now I have I'm swimming in yarn, and I love it. My mum used to knit when I was born and in middle school, but I never picked it up myself. I feel like knitting's so much easier than crochet. I see people make stuffed animals crochet. I'm just amazed by, yeah, like these. This is Totoro. And we have a whole, I've done like so many Pokemon. That was one of the things that attracted me to crochet, was being able to, like, I've seen people make teddies knitting them, but I feel like I can do, like, be a bit more creative with crochet. But I do love the look of like knitted blankets and knitted hats and scarves especially. I in some cases I prefer the look of a knitted hat and scarf than a crocheted one. But for like the amigurumi stuff, I'll always crochet them, and I love them. They're adorable. Thank you. Wish I could figure it out. It's just time and practice. I did have, my stepdaughter has the first Pikachu I did, and I redid him because he's at her house. So I redid him for myself, and he's like 1,000 times better because it's like a year later and everything I've learned. But yeah, it definitely takes time. It took me a longer time to learn how to crochet, but with knitting, I think because I've not done it as much now, I feel like I'm so much better at crochet than I am at knitting. But yes, both of them. I'm just, what is this sorcery? You should have seen it, honestly. I should have did I take a picture? I can't remember. So I'm making socks, but I'm knitting them flat and then sewing them up. Normally what you do is you knit in the round, and I started doing it, so I'm knitting with 4 needles. Honest to God, I feel like a wizard. It makes me feel like an actual wizard. My boyfriend just walks in and is like, what are you doing? Like, I'm making magic. It's so crazy. It is. A lot of these things, they look, I mean, it looks a lot harder than it is, I feel. It's easy for me to say that because, you know, I've learned how to do it, but I do think it looks a lot harder than it is. And it's having the time to just sit and learn and the patience, and it's just like anything. You'd be surprised how well you'd probably pick it up, how quick you do. Pass. Don't bow. Just watch out for my wand. You'll see. I saw these really cute pins that I think Jenny Knits was giving away. I don't know where they're from, and I want to find them because I love Harry Potter. And she had 2 pins. One had a crochet hook and one had a knitting needle. And then over the top it said, "The wand chooses the wizard." And I was like, oh my god. So I need to find where she got them, and I want them so bad. They were so cool. Yes, the wand chooses the wizard. And like I say, that's one of the streams that I might do is maybe I'll do that in October, because that would make sense because it's Halloween. I don't have a wand, surprisingly. So I want to try and make one. I've seen people do it with like a chopstick and a glue gun, and then they just paint it. It seems pretty easy. I mean, I'm saying that now. It may not be. It might, and they might turn out looking really naff, but it would be interesting. I would like to try and make one, I think. That would be cool. Doo-doo-doo-doo. This song is very strange. Seems pretty easy. That's what I say each time I see a person draw. That's what I thought when I first saw Illustrator. Well, I was like, I don't really draw, but because you're not like actually, you know, with like the vectors and stuff, it's kind of like one point to another point and then you move them. I was like, that seems a little bit easier. Nope. That was bananas. But I recently started sewing again, which is yet another craft. Really enjoy sewing, but it's difficult. See, that's something that I don't really have patience for, is sewing. I love doing it, but I wish the pieces already cut themselves out, because that drives me crazy. And I mean, my machine sews really fast, but I wish it sewed faster. I'm like foot flat on the pedal, like going as fast as I can, because I just want it to be made. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, I'll sit here for like, you know, 10 hours making, I don't know, Pikachu. But if I want to sew a bag together, it better be done in like 10 seconds flat. And I don't mind making mistakes. Like, when I crochet or I knit, I will always go back if I've made a mistake, unless it's like, I don't know, like a silly increase or something and I can get away with it. You know, if I do something wrong, I'll always go back and fix it. I'll frog and I'll take it out. Or if I don't like the look of it, I'll frog it and try a different pattern or try a different yarn or whatever, needle size, you know. But when I sew, I just don't care. Like, I sewed a cushion. I used the wrong colour threaded bobbin. It was dark blue and you can see it through. Did I unpick it and do it again? Did I? No, I didn't. I left it. This bag that I made, it's only a tester. It was the first one I've ever done, so I wasn't too fussed about it anyway. But I was like sewing up the inside seam thing, like the last seam, because you make it inside out, you leave a hole, you pull it through. And I had to like do this box thing. Here, I can show you. Inside. So the seams along the bottom are like that. It's grand. It's great. Awesome. Looks great. Inside. Yep, looking good. Sewed this up. That's green. And I didn't even sew it up properly. It's not even like a proper top stitch. I just sewed it closed. And I'm like, am I gonna unpick it and do it again? Nope. Don't care. It's inside the bag. No one's gonna see it. Don't care. Yeah, that was the little project bag I made. Where's the cushion? Here's the cushion. Made using the same material. It was that material I was meant to use to make another cushion, but I never did. Look, you can see it. You can see it peeking through. First time doing a zip. It went pretty well. But did I go back and unpick it? Nope. I mean, I probably would if I was making it for someone else. But because it's just for me, I don't really care. But even like a crochet project or a knitting project, even if it's for me, I try and do it pretty well. Sewing stuff on I find a bit more difficult, but I still like try, and I have taken stuff off before. With sewing I'm like, no. You're getting sewed now, you're getting sewed once. I love it when the string doesn't match the fabric colour. I do it all the time. At this point, it's almost as if it's being done on purpose, but it isn't. I swear, I try. But I do enjoy sewing. I like it. I've, like I say, I'm making stockings for Christmas. I like making them because they're super easy. It's just like 2 stocking-shaped pieces of felt, and you just kind of sew them together, and then kind of sew something along the top, fluffy or whatever. Stick an initial on it. Done. Love it. Don't mind doing that because it's easy peasy. But anything else, I'm like, oh, this is gonna take me some time. And a lot of it's just the cutting it out. I'm not very good at. I don't have a big kind of like. My friend has this like Perspex, really thick ruler thing that's like got all these different markings on it and stuff, so you can get really straight edges and whatever else, and I don't have one of them, so I just like zoop, everything's wonky and not measured because I just wing it. And I mean, I'm still learning, so that's my excuse. I'm just learning and I'm enjoying myself and I'm trying, so just a rebel sewer. My friend's like trying to teach me all these things and I'm just like, meh. This is how you do it. This is how you make it so you've got a really nice edge, and then you should use this stitch for that, but then use this different stitch for that. And I'm like, you do realise I'm just going to zigzag everything, right? Like, there's not even a point telling me, because I'm going to zigzag everything. I mean, I've made, like, my daughter has some skirts that I made her. And I have, like, the project bag that I use, and I sewed my own sewing machine cover because I didn't have one. My kind of plastic one ripped. And I made a crochet hook kind of roll up like holder thing, storage. So, and I made cushions and things. So whatever I'm doing, I mean, it's working so far. It's all about learning and practice, especially with crafting and creative. Yes, definitely. Definitely. It's, you know, just have fun. Have fun. That's what I'd say. And definitely practice. You're not gonna, you know, it's not very often you can just do something straight off the bat. But give yourself a little bit of time. You'll be grand. Right, I'm gonna try and knit until it's kind of an even amount on both, so I can see just how long this is gonna be. Oh. Clicking on my mouse. Okay, so I need a little bit more on this side. Okay. Oh, I didn't pull them off the end. I thought I had. So that's kind of going to be the length. All the way down to there. So I mean, it will stretch a little bit as well. Will that go around the doll? I think so. A baby Annabelle's like this big, this wide. Maybe I could do it. Maybe I could do some cream stripes and then I could do a border, like a really thick border. Rather than do, because I don't want to do another square this wide because then this will be enormous. It just needs to be like that much bigger on each end. But I wouldn't have been able to fit that on these needles anyway, so I wouldn't have been able to do it. So what I think I'll do is I'll do this, add some stripes in, and then I will we'll find a nice border. Because I could even crochet a border. I've got some really cute ones that I've done before. I did my nephew a blue and grey corner to corner blanket with like blue and grey stripes, and then I did his initials on it, crocheted them and sewed them on. And then the border was, it pops up every now and then over here in previous projects, the border is actually elephants, so that might be quite cute. Find something like a flower border or a love heart border, or I've seen like a cupcake border, but then I'd have to keep swapping yarns. And because what I want to do as well is maybe make a little applique to stitch onto this as well. Maybe I don't know, maybe an A for Annabelle, for baby Annabelle, or make, like I say, a little elephant or a little teddy bear or something. A unicorn probably is what she'll choose, and then we can sew that on. Just a bit of decoration. But yes, I think a border is the way we're going to go with this. And if I'm doing stripes, I can't, unless the pattern is like telling me to do it random, I guess, or it like works as being random. Like my nephew's corner to corner stripe blanket, they were random stripes. I would probably want to try and get this pretty even, a little pattern with the stripes. So we'll see. We'll see. But once I finish this row, I'm going to go and head off and go and get some lunch, because my goodness, am I hungry. I can't tell if it's thunder or my stomach rumbling. And I've been live 3 hours. I actually only planned to be live like an hour and a half today, because I was like, oh, feeling a bit tired and hungry. Need a cup of tea. But I couldn't help myself. Oh, nearly off. Nearly off the end. Doing like some weird twisty thing right now with these. I don't know why. Gonna make something to eat. I'm gonna finish now, Resi. There we go. So that's where I'm gonna finish for today. Look at that, 3 hours exactly. That was good timing. We haven't done a lot in 3 hours. It's not a lot, is it? But thank you for coming and hanging out with me. Thank you to the new followers and to all the hosts and everything. I greatly appreciate it. I'll be live Wednesday. We're going to be playing some Theme Hospital. So if you, we're not playing Theme Hospital, we're playing 2 Point Hospital. So yeah, make sure you come and join us for that, because that should be quite fun. I do love that game. If you are out there and you haven't yet, make sure you hit the follow button so you know when I go live. It's been a very lovely morning. Thank you for everybody for coming and hanging out. It's been a lot of fun. I've learnt a lot, like how much I hate daylight savings, and it blows my mind. And how there are 1,000 other crafts that I now need to do. But thank you very much for coming and hanging out. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, or start of your day. If you're going to sleep, have a great sleep. I appreciate you guys hanging out, and I will see you Wednesday. So have a lovely day and have a lovely Tuesday. Bye bye.